Right, good morning guys. Got something a little bit different for you today. I always say on this channel that I like to bring different cars. I don't like being known for doing the same cars over and over again. One, I get to experience different cars, gets my knowledge, etc. Right up there. And yeah, I just feel like if I was doing the same thing day in, day out, it wouldn't be much content for you guys either. So what I've got today, I think it's one of those cars people are either going to love it or they're going to hate it. Now, I quite like it. You don't see many of them about. I'm going to show you what it is and drop me a comment, because there's going to be people out there that either like these, hate them, or maybe you know a lot about these. Maybe you own one yourself. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think of this car, because I think it's pretty cool. Let's have a look. So there she is. In all her glory, a Lexus cs430. So this is a V8, 2+2, fold away hardtop on it. It's the first time I've actually been up close and personal with one of these cars. It's quite a wide little thing, to be honest, because it is a little car, considering it's got a V8 motor in it. It's not very big at all. The inside of it is typical, as you would expect from a Lexus. Packed full of leather, cruise control, everything, all the toys, all the gadgets. Like I say, you wouldn't get an adult really in the back unless you had the seat shifted right forward. But I'm assuming that screen has been put in. I don't think that is standard. Let's have a little look under the bonnet, see what she's got to offer under there. Like I said, for a small thing, to have a V8 engine in, 4.3 VVTi, 3UZ FE engine. Like I said, it's the first time I've had anything to do with one of these cars. There's going to be people out there that know a lot about these engines. I'm assuming these came in other Lexus models as well. So, what are we going to be doing on this car today? Haven't had it up in the air yet. I did briefly just get underneath it and have a little look at the exhaust system, and it was in pretty poor condition. So we're going to be doing a full system on this car, downpipe back. Now Rich, who owns this car, he does want it to be relatively quiet. He doesn't really want any noise from it. He said he doesn't mind if it's got a little bit of a burble. At the end of the day, we're dealing with a V8, so we could make this thing sound mental. I'm pretty sure of that, but I need to take into consideration what Rich wants, and yeah, we're going to have to make this exhaust accordingly, just so that it's not unbearable for him. So let's get this thing up in the air. Let's have a little look underneath it. I'm pretty sure we're going to be ripping, well, I am sure we're going to be ripping it all off, because like I said, it is pretty rusty under there. And we'll start making up something pretty fancy for this car, and yeah, see if we can come up with something posh. Right, let's have a little listen to this thing before we do any work at all. Let's just see what the exhaust system sounds like now. It's pretty quiet, but I feel like it's blowing quite a bit under there, so that's not helping. There we go. She's very, very quiet. I'm not a massive fan of these exhaust tips either, so we've got some new ones of them to go on, slightly bigger, a little bit more modern looking, because they don't look very nice at all. So, yeah. Let's get cracking. Let's get this old girl up in the air, get the old rusty exhaust system off and get cracking, get her sounding and looking a little bit posh again. Right, so as I thought, this exhaust is pretty rusty, not very nice at all, especially all the flanges. So what I always do with my systems is, if we've got exhaust flanges like this, which have got bolts on like that, they ain't never coming undone. Not a chance. And if the customer ever has to do any maintenance on this car, what involves them coming undone, he's going to have a nightmare. So while I'm under here, I'm going to take these flanges off the bottom of the cats and I'm going to V-band that. So that's going to make that nice and easy for the customer. If ever he has to do any maintenance or have any maintenance done on this car, it's going to make it nice and easy to get all this exhaust system undone. Now, he has asked that I remove this secondary cat. We're keeping the primaries in, so they're going to be doing their job. But this secondary cat, we're going to get rid of this. So it goes into one there, and then into a Y pipe here, and it comes into these little, what I call bullet boxes, these little boxes here. And then we come as a dual system all the way back here, and look how thin that pipe there squashes down. And then again at the back here, these flanges, you can see they're just falling apart. There's nothing left of them. And then the back box here is also in very, very poor condition. So my first job is going to be to just cut all this off. I'm not going to be too fussy about how I get this off, as long as it all comes off, because none of this is going back on. It's going to be going straight in the scrap, and I can start fabbing up something new then. We'll see how well these lambda sensors come undone. They're a little bit rusty, but hopefully they come undone okay. Get some heat on them maybe, pull them out. We'll obviously put some new lambda sensor bungs in. And I'm going to be replacing these two boxes with one bigger box and then two back boxes at the rear. So, yeah, it should breathe a lot better. It should sound a lot better because this is definitely blowing now. Not that you see it, but it'll look a lot better as well. And Rich loves this car. He's already told me it's one of the nicest cars he's ever driven. So he's got no intention to get rid of it. So if you've got no intention to get rid of a car like this, it doesn't make sense to put a stock system back on this. Even if you could find one, it wouldn't make sense to put a stock system back on it. It makes sense to do the stainless steel one. It's going to last. It's going to outlast the vehicle. So, right, let's crack on. Let's get this lot off and we can start fabbing something new up. So as I expected, these lambda sensors are in there solid. They are not coming undone. And I reckon this is going to be, as I said before, this is going to be the whole way this job is going to go. If you were to try and get any of this stuff undone, it's just so old, so rusty, it just ain't going to come undone. So I'm going to have to crack some heat out. We're going to have to get some heat on these lambda sensors and hope that they budge. And there she goes. And that is one lambda sensor bung out. Or one lambda sensor out, should I say. That tool is now absolutely red hot. So I'm going to put a set of gloves on, which is not like me. These, that's stuck on there now. There we go. I use these lambda sensor sockets. They're off of Snap-on and they're brilliant. I've had these for years and they make getting sensors like this. Obviously, you still have to put heat on them now and again, but they make the job so much easier. Before these, I used to struggle with just spanners. I used to modify sockets. I used to do everything. And then I bought these and they were an absolute game changer. Let's get some heat on this second one now and hopefully we have the same luck with this one. See now if this one's going to play ball. Ooh, that's tight. There we go. So there we go. That's both of them undone. I'm going to wind this out. There we go. Obviously, when we come to put this back together, this is going to have fresh, new lambda sensor stainless steel bungs in it. So it's going to be a lot easier to put this back together. We're not going to have an issue with them. Right, next up, we got this little 10mm earth strap up there. Runs up to the gearbox, so we'll have a go getting that undone. Obviously, we don't want to cut through that if we can help it. That's come undone, nice and easy. That's that out of the way. Next thing, I'm just going to remove this brace that goes across. Now this one's it's had a bit of a knock because it's actually covering one of the bolts that I need to get to. So try and knock that back. There you go. We'll at least get into that bolt now. It's obviously hit a speed bump or something and knocked it over. Right over the top of that bolt. These bolts are a little bit rusty too, so they're a little bit tight. Getting on there. There we go. So that's that off. Right, I'm going to crack out my plasma cutter on this exhaust now, just because there's certain bits and bobs that just ain't coming undone. My reciprocating saw, that's charging. The angle grinder, the disc isn't quite big enough to get through it, so that leaves me with one other option, and that's my plasma. And that never fails to get anything off. Right, so there we go. That is one exhaust system off. And just now it's off, you can actually see the state that these flanges were in. There is no way you'd have got them bolts undone. And I see this time and time again. Obviously, mild steel exhaust system, they just fall to bits. Look at that. No wonder I could hear it blowing. And even as I've pulled this off, even the tips have given up. So they were about ready to fall off as well. You can see inside there, just knackered. So it's always a bit of a relief for me, to be honest, once the old system's off, because sometimes that can be half the job, getting the old system off. You've just got to be brutal with them, just got to cut them off. Now that's off, it's time for me to do my magic and make something that's going to complement this vehicle. So what are we going to do? Obviously this is the end of our cats now. I'm going to clean all this up and we're going to weld some V-bands onto the end of there to give us a nice new joint. Same on this side. Going to clean all this up, weld a V-band onto there, and then that is going to give us a nice base to work on. Right, I'm going to go and get a coffee. Before I get stuck into this, I'm going to go and get a coffee and then we're going to crack on. Right, so there we go. I've given the end of that just a quick clean up, and what we've got here now is just a 2.25 inch 57mm V-band set. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to weld that onto the end of the cat there, and that is going to then allow us a nice easy fitting to build back. And likewise on this side, I'm going to put another V-band on there, and that's going to give us then a nice stainless steel fixture to start building off. So let's get these welded in place. Now I do always just MIG around the inside of there, because it's a nice easy fitting to be able to MIG around the inside of. It's not difficult at all, and that'll give us a nice fixture then to start working off of. So there we go. That's both of our V-bands fitted up under there, ready to start making the exhaust system off of. Right, so there we go. We are all done and dusted now with this exhaust system, and it looks absolutely cracking. So we've got the V-bands down here. I've obviously put in the new lambda sensor bungs here, same on this side. Then we come down into this Y piece that I've made. Now the standard system does this exact same kind of setup. It comes down in a Y, into one. It actually comes into a cat on the stock system, but now we're obviously coming into a box instead. Then I've V-banded it again there, just so it's easy to be split for maintenance and stuff like that. And then it splits back into two again, and then up into a really long back box. Now I've done that purely because my fear with this exhaust was that it was going to be too loud. The guy who owns this car, he specifically asked for the car to be no louder than it was originally. Now, I thought that was going to be something that was going to be quite tricky to do, just because stainless through boxes do tend to make a bit of a noise anyway. So I've had to come up with a bit of a design on this just to keep it as quiet as possible. Now, I have had this car started already, and I'm pleased to say that it's quieter than the standard system, I'd go as far as to say. So not only has he now got a nice posh stainless system, but it's even quieter than it was before. So he should be happy with that. He's coming to pick this up in a minute, so I'm going to drop it down off the ramp. We'll get it out of the way and yeah, wait for him to come and pick it up.
I wanna look at that body, oh damn, look at that body, take a look at that body, look at that body, I wanna look at that body, oh damn, look at that body, take a look at that body, look at that body, I wanna look at that body, body, the right body, I wanna look at that body, body, the right body.
So there we go, guys. That's another one boxed off. And you know what? It's been a pretty interesting one, this. It's been a pretty full-on, a little bit of a complicated system, but it's been another one, another good one for me to say that I've ticked off, because it's not very often I get customers coming into me that say, I want the car to be completely silent. So the way that I've done this box is unlike any other box that I've done before, but I have learned a lot off of this. So it's another one, another job done, dusted. Customer's going to be very happy with this, I'm sure. And yeah, it's another learning experience for myself. So we could have got some really nice noise out of this, obviously being a V8. So if you've got one of these and you don't want it to sound like that, you want it to sound good, I can do that too. So give me a shout. But yeah, that's it. That's the Lexus boxed off. As always, guys, it's Friday now. We're heading into the weekend. Thanks very much for watching this video. I do really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, please think about it. It's free. Just hit the like, subscribe, share my videos about. I've got some interesting stuff coming up over the next few weeks. Don't know if you can see it over there on the trailer. I've got my Ferrari. If you don't know about that car, have a look in my other videos. I've got a video coming up on that, because behind the scenes, after doing all this work on customers' cars, I am getting on with my own stuff as well. So I've got an update video coming on the Ferrari. It's coming along really well. So if you're into that, check it out. It's an interesting one. And yeah, I'm going to pack up now. I'm going home. So have a good weekend and thanks very much.